Hey everyone, and welcome. So, for this explainer, we're going to dig into a piece of software that was literally built to answer one of the most fundamental questions every single programmer has.
And that question is, how do you build great software, right? It's something every single developer asks. I don't care if it's your first day coding or you've been a pro for decades.
Well, the simplest answer is with great tools. Tools that just work. They feel like they're a part of how you think. They kind of know what you need next, and most importantly, they just get out of your way. And today, we're going to look at a tool that was designed with exactly that philosophy at its core.
So let's meet Padre. And yeah, that's short for the Perl Application Development and Refactoring Environment. As you can probably guess from the name, it's an IDE, an integrated development environment that was built by the Perl community for the Perl community.
All right, so what's the deal with Padre? What's its core identity? Well, first off, it's totally free and open source. You can dig into the code yourself. It's actually written in Perl 5, which, trust me, gives it a really cool advantage we'll get to in a bit. It's cross-platform, so it runs everywhere. Windows, Mac, Linux, you name it. And it's all under the Perl license, so it's a true citizen of the open source world.
Okay, so who's this actually for? This is where Padre gets, kind of ambitious. Its main goal is to be this super powerful tool for two very different kinds of people.
And honestly, this is what's so clever about its design, how it pulls off this balancing act. So for beginners, it's super simple to get started. It's a great place to learn Perl with things like context-sensitive help to guide you. But then, you flip the coin. For the advanced pros, it's an absolute powerhouse. It can handle huge, multi-language projects, you can extend it like crazy with plugins, and it's got some serious refactoring tools built right in. It's not often you see a tool that can truly serve both the newcomer and the expert so well.
So, you might be asking, how in the world does it manage to be so flexible? Well, the secret is in its engine. Let's kind of peek under the hood here and look at its lightweight plug-in architecture.
Okay, so here's the key thing to get. Padre itself is just a really lean, simple core. Think of it like a basic chassis. The real power, the engine, the cool features, that all comes from its plugin system. So instead of one massive bloated app with every feature under the sun, almost everything it does is a plugin you can add on. And check out the kind of stuff we're talking about. You need version control? Bam! Plugins for Git and Subversion. You're working with web tech? You can just pop in support for HTML, XML, CSS. You can even add database management. You can make it act just like the Vim editor if that's your thing, and there are even helpers for big frameworks like Catalyst. Basically, you get to build the exact editor you need.
Right, so this whole plugin idea opens the door to a ton of awesome tools for modern development. So let's talk about the day-to-day features, the stuff you'd actually be using all the time.
Of course, it's got all the essentials you'd expect. You've got code folding, so you can collapse chunks of code and make sense of huge files. There's customizable syntax highlighting and session support, which is great. You can shut down and then pop right back in where you left off. It also has a built-in div feature to see exactly what's changed between files. And, oh, this is a really good one, an integrated CPAN Explorer. That means you can browse the entire massive library of Perl modules right from inside your editor. Super handy.
But there's one feature that really needs its own spotlight. A powerful, integrated graphical debugger. Look, let's be honest. For any programmer, half the job is just finding and squashing bugs. So having a visual tool like this built right into the editor, it is a huge advantage. It lets you literally pause your code, step through it one line at a time, and see what your variables are doing in real time. It's how you find exactly where things go wrong. It is an absolute game changer for getting stuff done.
Okay, so let's zoom out for a second, because to really get Padre, you have to understand its philosophy. This thing is way more than just another text editor.
And this quote from the project's mission statement, it just says it all. Their goal is, and I quote, to create a peerless environment for learning Perl and creating Perl scripts, modules, and distributions. You can just feel the passion there, right? This isn't just about building a tool. It's about supporting the entire Perl ecosystem, from a total beginner all the way to a master developer.
So what's the secret sauce? This is where it gets really clever. It has this unique Perl intuition, and that's because Padre is written in Perl. It has this built-in, native ability to understand how a Perl project is put together. So what does that actually mean for you? It means it can do things like automatically find where your modules are defined across different files, or give you really smart auto-completions, all without you having to mess around with tons of configuration. It just gets it. And that's the huge advantage you get when a tool is built by and for a specific community.
And all this really leaves us with one final thought.
You know, in this age of massive do-it-all software that tries to be everything for everyone, what's the real value of a tool that's built with this deep, focused passion for doing just one thing and doing it exceptionally well?